Hi there, everyone. Greetings from Spain. Welcome you all, some of you again, for this webinar. And this is a new one. We are performing right here from the facility of EDIBON in Spain. I'd like to, there are some people joining us. So anyway, I'm going to start this while some of them are still setting them up and warming them up for this new event we have or we are about to perform. Okay, my name is Francisco Balde and I'm responsible for marketing development of Portuguese speaking countries, and among this or beside that I do develop another countries in English language and Spanish ones like in some countries of Africa. All right, so let's get started then. Unfortunately, our time is short and I need to be quick and sharp and clear about this. At this time, I'm going to speak a little slowly just in order to you to understand that. I had some complaint in the last webinar that I was speaking very fast, but at this time, I'm going to take or be a little concerned about this, okay? At this time, I'm using two screens, so sometimes I need to look at the right just to make sure that everything is okay and coordinate the presentation very well. All right, as I said, this webinar, let's change to this. We'll talk about, or this one will be, is related to food and water technologies. We are going along this event. We are going to let you know how EDIBON, its products and services can meet the requirements of the Sustainable Development Goal number 2 of the United Nations, which in this case is zero hunger. I also have left in our chat our email, which is edibon@edibon.com, as well our telephone or direct telephone number, which is +34 91 619 9363. Anyway, you can have this information by accessing our website, which is www.edibon.com. Okay, good. What we are going to talk about today, basically 5 things. The 5 topics we are going to talk about is EDIBON and its brief history, our business lines, SCADA technology, SCADA expansions, and especially how EDIBON and its area number 12, which we call food and water technologies, can collaborate with your expectations and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 2. Or simply SDG 2, which promotes zero hunger. Also, at the end of this presentation, we will answer the main questions that can be asked through our chat, but in case yours has not been, due to a lack of time, please send us and we will respond it as soon as possible. Okay, feel free to make us any questions about this event or about EDIBON. Anyway, whatever you want to ask, inquire, or request from us. All right. The page 3 to 7, let's go to this. We'll talk about EDIBON and its brief history. EDIBON is a family business with 100% Spanish capital located in Madrid, Spain. We design and manufacture teaching and research equipment, in addition to some more specific goods and services. One of the main goals of this company is offering means and alternatives to strengthen and develop the appropriate technical training at all levels required by the industry these days. What EDIBON does in a very simple way is offering means, any means necessary to meet the requirements of this very demanded market these days. Our company was born over 40 years ago due to a huge gap in technical education identified by the company's founder and former president, Mr. Elias Bonilla. Unfortunately, this technical education gap between market and institutions will always exist as the industry reacts and adapts itself much faster than technical centers. We are fully in line with market demands. We offer what the industry needs and requires. We export to more than 150 countries, and in terms of SCADA computer control units, we are a reference player in the world. EDIBON is a 100% autonomous and independent company. This is very, very important. We design and manufacture our own units, expansions, softwares, or software integrated systems, etc. Our technical solutions range from A to Z. Both the installation of the equipment and the training of the staff and the customer are carried out by EDIBON engineers or by trained engineers of our local partner. EDIBON developed the way that EDIBON develop business is through their local partners around the world. Okay, we have many engineers from several areas hired by EDIBON itself. Another very important topic: more than 90% of our workforce has technical background. We offer 5-year factory warranty and for our goods and 15-year after sales service for any spare part replacement. Okay, good. Let's go. This is what we talked about, everything in this page that I said before. And now we go to the page 8, which, although it's a single one, we talk about a lot of things here. There is much information in just a single page, okay? We diversify, or EDIBON diversify the business into 9 lines, but today we will only talk about some of them. We will focus only in some of them. Day-to-day, which for us is the most important, they are small and medium businesses for which money is always available, regardless the source of funds. This is when the end customer has already money available to purchase anything, to invest some money in some equipment, or they are asking for, trying to get some money for that purpose, okay? Projects. These are medium and large businesses for which money is also or always available too. Funds are usually offered by international organisms or organizations like the World Bank, European Union, UNESCO, UNIDO, African Development Bank, in addition to others. This is one another business line we have available. The third one is TKP projects. The difference compared to the project is that TKP, it's a whole package of goods and services financed by Spanish institutions. They are medium and large turnkey businesses financed mostly by a Spanish source of fundings, usually referred to an acquisition of computer SCADA laboratories. In this kind of projects, the end customer does not spend a cent once the government of the country that is asking for funds pays the bill. So your government in your country is the one who is going to pay this finances to the Spanish government. Soft financing conditions for public technical institutions are highly interesting and favorable as well. A turnkey project is a complete package of goods and services delivered by the seller, in this case, EDIBON. So you don't need to be concerned about anything once EDIBON will take care of handling everything from the beginning to the end. All right? ECL, EDIBON Cloud Learning, or our technical distance learning. Teaching or researching units can be operated from distance, from anywhere at any time, by only using a device connected to internet. This is a very interesting option for a wide and massive technical education, as the ECL Master Center can be connected to other 100 centers more. Acquisitions of up to €1 million can be handled by EDIBON, and above that, other sources of financing can be used, such as TKPs, for instance. By using this system, this kind of technology, you can equip a master center and connect to send others to that, which makes your cost per student very, very low compared to the traditional one. Pilot plants and custom-made units. Please pay attention on this, as we are going to discuss some more information about pilot plants along this session here, this webinar. Processing pilot plants allow training, research, and small production. I consider them mini factories. They can be sponsored by international organizations, respecting, of course, the due criteria for that. What this institution, these organisms ask for, you have several criteria to meet in order to be granted by this fund. Okay, we also have enough expertise to develop any custom-made equipment in any technical area. Pilot plants are also one of the sub-areas related to food and water technology we will talk about today. Just some of our prestige customers you can see here by the right side of this slide. You can find some of our prestige customers and partners, like Harvard University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Charles Darwin University in Australia, etc. We also have many international quality certifications to meet any marketing requirement. So if you need any in terms of documentation, international certification, and anything related to this, EDIBON is quite rich in this kind of information. Okay, good. Let's go to page number 9, slide number 9, which we can see the engineering areas we can work on. All right, our product range is around 4,000 different teaching and research units, being 1,000 with SCADA. So a quarter, 25% of our units feature is SCADA system. If we consider our expansions, the range goes up to more than 16 different units, which are available in 14 areas as follows. You can see them all here. First one is physics, then electronics, communications, electricity. Number 5 is energy, mechatronics and compute mechatronics. Number 7 is mechanics, fluid mechanics, then thermodynamics and thermotechnics. Number 10, process control, chemical engineering. Number 12, very important one for this webinar, food and water technologies, which we'll talk about along this presentation. I have already said that, but anyway, just reinforcing this. Number 13 is environment, and then biomedical engineering. Good. Page number 10 to 16, we'll talk about EDIBON'S SCADA technology in a very simple way, in order to not get that confused or providing you or giving you much information, much technical information regarding to that. Just this is a general one. All EDIBON units are specially designed for theoretical and practical studies. All units designed, manufactured, and quality controlled in-house simulate industrial processes in a laboratory scale. They allow students to learn the main or complete processes, as well as the variables that take part of these processes. Many of these are computer-controlled units and feature SCADA system. I would like you pay a very good attention and spend some time by understanding a little bit what an SCADA computer controlling unit can do for you, for your laboratory, or what does this kind or how this kind of equipment or technology can help you in a daily basis. To understand the real potential of a computer-controlled SCADA unit, we should know a little more about EDIBON'S SCADA technology. SCADA means supervision, control, and data acquisition of industrial processes. Every automated factory uses SCADA plus PLC in its industrial processes. More than 30 years ago, EDIBON brought this application, this concept, to its goods or units or equipment. Using a SCADA net, which is a local net, computer-controlled SCADA units can be shared with up to 30 students simultaneously at the same time. A SCADA unit is a set of elements. All of this is described here, gentlemen. But anyway, you can. I'm going to send you this presentation as well as this recorded video for you, and then you can use both sources of information for understanding this a little bit more. Okay, I'd just like to show you before going to that. You don't need to be concerned about what I'm saying or detailing about this, because everything is very, very explained in a very simple way in this presentation. Okay, so you don't need to be concerned about that. If you're not following this step by step or topic by topic, no worries about that. Just the idea in this event is giving you an overview about what EDIBON is and how and the goods and services that this company can provide. All right. A SCADA unit is a set of elements that interchange inputs and outputs of signals. They are. I split this. I divide this into 5 elements. The first one is the unit itself, the equipment itself. Second is sensors and actuators. Number 3 is control interface. Number 4, the 42 SCADA software package. And the last one is data acquisition board. For me, the number 3 control interface and number 4, 42 SCADA software package are the most important ones. Not the others are not, but for me, I get surprised. I get very astonished when I see what these elements can provide. Okay, the first one is sensors and actuators. According to the input sent by the user, the unit transmits back signals that will be interpreted, translated, and processed by the control interface. All the elements work together. Okay. Number 2 is the control interface, which converts the signals sent by the sensors and actuator into precise information, free of interference in real time to the SCADA software. This is very, very important, gentlemen. Into precise information, free of any interference in real time. Number 3 is the data acquisition board. One of the fastest in the market. It manages and records 200 kilosamples per second. This means 250,000 information exchanged per second. Amazing velocity of interchanged information. Number 4 is SCADA software. Through the computer, it makes the real interaction among equipment, professor or teachers, and student. It graphically provides all the information processed by the control interface, always precise and in real time. This package is composed and not compared by 42 softwares distributed into 4 groups as follows: supervisory, control, data acquisition, and data management. Just for information, all of them, I mean the software, can be supplied in any language. Okay, so The 42 different software are distributed or split into these 4 groups: supervisory, control, data acquisition, and data management. Also, 3 more things that are very important is the multi-control, or which means that the user has control over multiple parameters available and can view the information from all sensors simultaneously. The other one is open control. All this related to SCADA system, okay? Is the ability to adjust or change parameters or conditions involved in the experiment at any time during the entire process simulation. The system, of course, operates with real-time control. In other words, the computer receives information from the unit extremely quickly, which results in instantaneous response. So all these elements combined provide it's the latest technology in the marketplace. I really would like to have some time to go to catalogs in our website and show you how you can find some more information on this. But anyway, just get any equipment that you can find in this presentation, go to our website, and I encourage you to take a look at this by checking catalog information, all the information you can find in it, so you can really have some more info related to the unit or equipment you are researching or trying to get some information from it, okay? EDIBON'S SCADA expansions, I humbly call them accessories. We are going to talk about this from the page 17 to 27, all right? Just let me control this. You can see this. We start on the page 17, some information about SCADA technology. Sorry about that. EDIBON SCADA expansion, and this will be, it's from the page 17 to 27. All right, good. Please pay attention on this, and you will understand the importance of having or investing in expansions that can work with any SCADA computer controlled equipment of EDIBON. Please pay a very careful attention on this, so you can get or understand a little bit why is important acquire some specific expansion and let this working with your SCADA computer controlled units, okay? The more the use of EDIBON expansions with SCADA units, the closer to the real industry will be the experiments of the process simulations. Expansions improve and boost the purpose of the equipment, which is simulating industrial processes. Our 12 SCADA expansions are divided into 4 groups. We are only focused the groups today, but as I said before, you can have specific information when you check this out at the slides of the presentation. Okay, good. Let's move forward. All right, so our 12 SCADA expansions are divided into 4 groups: industrial, pedagogical, multi-post, and advanced research. Industrial expansions simulate real industrial processes. They are directly related to the 4.0 industry and the industrial Internet of Things. Good. So if you want to simulate or get close to real industrial processes, this is the one. The industrial expansions available. You can just take a look on each of them and see how can they meet your needs or meet your requirements if that's the case. Pedagogical expansions, didactic software for class management and theoretical technical training for the students according to the process to be studied. Real-time control by the teacher on what's being understood by the students. Besides that, the software content is editable, so you can modify it according to anything you want to change in the software. Okay, questions, accents, anything. Multi-post expansions. This is a very important one. Using these expansions, all units and accessories, including other SCADA expansions, can be shared with several students at the same time. This means by using an ESN and SCADA net, for example, which is a local net, you can interconnect the SCADA equipment you have available in your laboratory, for example. Advanced research expansions. This is for those who are researchers or intend to, or are starting or already work in the advanced research fields. Allow SCADA software to be open for full control of the algorithms available. This means maximum performance of the technical potential of the equipment or unit. By using this kind of expansion, advanced research, once you can open the SCADA software and explore the potential of the equipment as the maximum as you can, for example. This is quite interesting for the ones who are working on the research field or anything that is related to that. Okay, good. Now on page 28, we are basically talking about United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or simply the UN SDGs. Good, let's go to that. And just take a quick look on this. What's that for? What this refers to? And before going to our equipment related to our food and technology area, okay? Okay, this one. There is no better way to explain the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or simply SDGs, as a collection of interlinked global goals, 17 in total to be more precise. They are designed to be a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. This is according to United Nations, okay? The SDGs were set in 2015 by the United Nations General Assembly and are intended to be achieved by the year 2030. This means we have 9 more years to implement what the United Nations intend to. EDIBON can help you a lot once 80 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are technical, okay? And this is the second of 6 webinars. The previous one we talked about energy, and this is the first of 6 webinars that EDIBON will be performing along this year related to UN SDGs, but focusing especially on how our teaching and research equipment may perfectly fit most market technical demands, okay? I said before that 80 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are technical. Good. This is the next slide on page 28. The United Nations SDG 2, or number 2, as I like to call it, refers to zero hunger. This goal intends to end hunger achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. As I said before, by the year 2030. And how can exactly EDIBON collaborate with UNESCO, UNIDO, or any other institution? Well, there is a need for skilled people. According to UNESCO and UNIDO, demands for technical and vocational education and training, the acronym for that, we call this TVET, are immediate, and EDIBON is the best solution for sustainable development. Industrialization in developing countries is a key point in every case. It always requires a high level of technical training, and due to our large experience and know-how, EDIBON is very able to provide that. That's in fact what we do. EDIBON offers goods and services, in other words, means for a proper technical education and research or advanced research at all levels. Okay, the higher is the technical training, the more is the using of SCADA expansions with PLC. Industry requires equipment combined with philosophy. We offer several solutions: new technology, SCADA softwares, integrated system, SCADA expansions, and etc. In addition, for either reducing post-harvest losses or increasing resource efficiency, the market will certainly demand a high standard level of professionals. What it wants trying to offer you is simply means to achieve that. Okay, once you need to prepare the future professionals to this very demanding market, or that is when EDIBON plays a role by providing advanced and modern means for a proper technical training. Good. Page 29 and 30, we'll talk about EDIBON Food and Water Technology area, which is easily identified as number 12 in our website. Okay? All right, good. Actually, is this one, but anyway, let's go to this. Food and Water Technologies. Good. Food technology, just a little introduction about food technology as well to water, okay? Water treatment, sorry about that. Food technology aims to understand the nature of food itself and the phenomena associated with its spoilage, to develop a process for food production and improve its attributes for satisfying consumers in general. The food industry includes the following sectors. Basically, they are transformation or processing, preservation, and manufacturing. Good. By using water treatment technologies, we obtain drinking water so necessary for our life. Water from different sources, wells, rivers, seas, industrial waste water, for example, is subjected to many stages. Although all treatments usually coincide to three basic stages: water reception, reaction processes, and conditioning, or better, reaction processes and conditioning, and the last one is supply. The four food and water technology sub-areas of EDIBON are distributed as follows. 12.1 is food technology. The point 2 is dairy products treatment. The third sub-area is drinking water treatment, and 12.4 is pilot plants. Good. Let's talk about each one of them and give you a pretty good idea about this, okay? The idea here Actually, it is not going to technical details of any equipment, but presenting some units or give you some options related to food, water, and water technology fields. Introduction and general description of any EDIBON unit can be easily found in our website or web page at the equipment catalog link. When reading any EDIBON unit catalog, please always check the exercises and practical possibilities available to be performed, especially if that unit features SCADA, as it allows a real industrial simulation. In this kind of webinar, we especially focus on what the unit's purpose is for and what process simulations it allows performing. The idea, as I said before, is giving you or letting you know what exactly we can offer, how we can collaborate in the sustainable development goals available or released by United Nations. Okay, even making this speech as simple as it could, it may still sound a bit technical for some of you, as we are going to talk about now the equipment itself. Okay, do not worry if this is too technical for you. This is just an introduction about the equipments we have available for the sub-areas I've just spoken. Okay, you can see here two of them related to food technology. The computer-controlled reverse osmosis ultrafiltration units, which we call RUC, allows the practical studying of the ultrafiltration and reverse osmosis techniques. This equipment performs process simulation related to tangential flow information. Just for information, the system prevents the formation of impurities sediment. No worries if this is too technical. Just go through the to the catalog of these units, take a look at the introduction of the equipment and have some more enlightenment regarding to this. People who are more technical, of course, they understand this easier than those. For example, we know that every opportunity in these webinars, rectors from university join our event, but sometimes they are not actually technical for that. But anyway, if this is the case, no worries, just go through this or ask your technical staff for helping you understand this information in a general way. Okay, the second equipment you can see in this slide is our AEDC A, which is related to this is a deodorizing unit. The deodorization aims to eliminate various compounds responsible for undesirable aromas in oils or to achieve odorless and flavorless oils. Our advanced computer-controlled deodorizing unit is an equipment that allows controlling all the refining process stages in order to improve the final product quality. This unit allows studying and researching the continuous deodorization operation, being capable of performing vacuum and high temperature distillation with steam. Good. Let's go to the second slide of equipment, which is dairy products treatments. All right. Being this topic, dairy products, the process of pasteurization has everything to do with the following two equipments you can see in this slide, for example. Well, for instance, let's see some concepts related to them. The first one is milk pasteurization, which has two purposes: to make milk safe for human consumption and to improve the quality of milk. Our computer-controlled teaching autonomous pasteurization unit, this first one, which we call PADC, allows studying the pasteurization process and variables that influence the final product, which is, in this case, pasteurized milk. The process of pasteurization intends to destroy all bacteria present in milk for future human consumption. Good. Okay. Just some simple and short information about the pasteurization process, or what is that for. The number two is our ultra high temperature processing unit, UHT. Okay. UHT is a food processing technology that almost sterilizes liquid food by heating it above certain temperatures. We're not getting into much details of that, but you can have this by heating liquid food in a certain temperature. It's most commonly used in milk production, but the process is also used for several others like fruit juices, cream, soy milk, yogurt, wine, soups, honey, and stills. Okay, so the results is a safe product to be consumed. This is why we use this process in this food family. Our computer-controlled UHT unit, which we call AUHTC, is a compact design and easy installation pilot plant that allows studying in depth the pasteurization process of products and variables related to it. In its catalog, you may find the corresponding process diagram as well as the unit elements allocation. Please check it out in our website in the unit catalog to be more precise. Okay, you can have a lot of information available there. Please always check this for get some more information related to the units you are checking in our website. Page 33. We'll talk about drinking water treatment. Our computer, or the computer-controlled water treatment plant 1, allows studying the main principle of the critical operation in the water treatment. The main objective of the unit of this unit or equipment exercises is to achieve the best possible treated water quality. This is what we are going to study by using this equipment. This equipment performs 3 variations of the following specified processes: filtration, second one is filtration and adsorption, and the third is filtration, adsorption, and ion exchange. Okay, the second one is the computer-controlled water treatment plant 2. Look into them; they seem very quite similar, but actually, the second one, which seems to be simpler than the previous one, the first one, is actually more completed. Although you can study this the defiltration and ion exchange in a more extensive way for saying that. This is, as the previous one, this equipment, the computer-controlled water treatment plant 2. It intends to allow, just like the previous one, studying the main principles of the basic operation in water treatment. And again, just like the previous one, the objective of this equipment exercises is to achieve the best treated water quality as possible. Just compare these two. There are a lot of information available there, and check out which one is more appropriated to what we are trying to study or achieve in your university, okay? What exactly each one serves for, and I'm pretty sure, especially if you are an expert, you easily identify which one of them meets your demands or your requirements accordingly, okay? This equipment is also able to perform two variations of the specific or specified actually processes, which is filtration, and the second one, filtration and ion exchange. For some more information about these two, again, water treatment plants, please check their catalogs and our websites. There you will find much more information like these ones. Process diagram and unit elements allocation. Also, you can find complete technical specification, exercises, and practical possibilities to be performed with the main items, and much more, of course. I strongly encourage you to go to their catalogs and take a careful look to them. Good. Page 34. We'll talk about pilot plants. Okay, let's go. Pilot plants on page 34. This slide refers to pilot plants in general. I'd like to give special attention for this. EDIBON has successfully designed many SCADA systems for hundreds of unitary processes, which have properly been working for decades. Due to our know-how, it's not difficult designing a new complete pilot plant once we know the end customer requirements. This means once you know exactly what the end customer intends to study by the requirements, we can develop any unitary process according to these requirements. Again, EDIBON processing pilot plants allow three things: training, research, and small production. As I said before, I consider them mini factories, which size is bigger than any laboratory scale, but it perfectly fits any space you may have. This is just, in a very simple way, I call this a lot of equipment together, like for understanding this is like a transformer. We simply put many different units according to the process to be studied together. But in the end, this is basically a single equipment available, okay? It's also focused somehow on entrepreneurship, as it basically is an industrial process line in a small scale, okay? By using this, you can focus on entrepreneurship as well. Once you can, as I said before, this is a small factory. I consider this a small factory in a small scale production. Good. An EDIBON pilot plant is also a complete unit that usually features SCADA software and local net system, which allows sharing the very same equipment among up to 30 students simultaneously. This is the same expansion I spoken before, which allows you share in a specific equipment among up to 30 students at the same time or simultaneously. The final product of our computer-controlled LEAA, which is this first one you are seeing here, or the process plant for dairy product with SCADA net system are freeze-dried milk, pasteurized milk, butter, ice cream, and yogurt. So if you intend to study the processes related to these ones, freeze-dried milk, pasteurized milk, butter, ice cream, and yogurt, just take a look at this pilot plant, which is our LE00 computer controlled process plant. All right, dairy products actually. And for the second one, we have actually 10 pilot plants available for food technology. But although you're talking about only 2 today, we have already developed and ready for being manufactured 10 different pilot plants in our website. Today, we are focused only in these 2 ones, but there are a lot. Just look for pilot plants and you can see all options we have available there. And of course, the final products of our second pilot plant, which is our computer-controlled process plant for vegetables with SCADA system or SCADA net system, of course, are dehydrated vegetables, freeze-dried vegetables, frozen vegetables, natural vegetables with oil, vinegar, and sweet and sour. Okay? Of course, gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about 4,000 different equipment, when you add expansions to each one, and this range goes to up to 16,000 watts, it's a lot of information to give you. The idea of this kind of webinar is just transmit, introduce, or giving you some general ideas, especially in this case of the SDGs, of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. It shows you how just some of our equipment can help you meet the requirements of the Sustainable Development Goals. Okay? Once again, please, before going to question and answers, I'm going to check what kind of answers you have made there in our chat. Once again, please check this chat and find out official email and telephone number for any inquiry. Our email, our official email, available in our website, of course, is edibon@edibon.com. And our direct phone number is +34, the international code of Spain, +34 91 619 9363. Easily identified in our website as well. Okay? The catalogs in our website provide all the information about EDIBON units. Please use this tool by understanding a bit more about us and our goods and services, such as the kind of information you can find there in our website is regarding, of course, or related, of course, to any specific unit, is introduction of the unit, general description, complete technical specification, exercises and practical possibilities, required service, equipment, dimensions, and weights. I see a lot of people asking us, please provide me dimensions and weight of the equipment you are quoting them. You can easily find this in our catalogs, okay? The brain of a complete SCADA unit are the control interface and the SCADA software package, 42 different ones to be more precise. I really like these ones, and I'm just reinforcing some information I already said before. In case of EDIBON SCADA units, and understand of what's being purchased is required. It's true that a computer-controlled unit has a higher selling prices compared to manual versions, sorry. However, by using our expansion SCADA net or mini SCADA net, equipment can be shared with several users at the same time. So the cost per student reduces a lot. I already said this before. I'm just reinforcing the information. Do not spend your money on obsolete technology, especially manual units, as the operation are restricted to a single user and cannot be shared with anyone else. Okay? A very, very important for you who are representing technical centers or technical institutions. You already know that. Anyway, I want to reinforce this. There is a need for skilled people trained in relevant engineering trades, but they are hard to find due to the strong theoretical approach in universities instead of practice-oriented, competence-based teaching. Quite difficult, this one. This is directly related to the lack of modern curricula in engineering and industry-grade equipment. This means there is until today the huge gap between what the market demands and what's actually technical centers providing in terms of technical preparation for this market or technical training for this marketing. Okay. Governments, especially in Africa and South America, have high costs of unemployment maintenance, mainly of this among youth, due to the lack of the proper technical training. I already said this. Please invest in acquisition of new EDIBON laboratories and change this scenario in your favor. I don't know if there is any key people from the government connected to this, but take this into account, okay? As one of the reasons that multinational companies do not settle in some countries is, of course, the lack of specialized professionals required by the industry. Good. By using our SCADA technology computer control units, expansions, and everything that comes along with them, you can increase your technical knowledge and vision as never experienced before. Please try this out. All right? From my side, ladies and gentlemen, that's all. I really would like to thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at our chat to see what kind of questions we have there. And then we can discuss the most important ones. There are always some, usually they ask for video and actually the presentation of that. Of course, we are going to send it this. Some specific questions about SCADA and software data acquisition. We need to go into details of this. We are going to send questions for all these one. Some of them are specific ones, so I'd like to answer this in more detailing this a little bit more, as they are specific about SCADA. There is one question here. I have a manual equipment available at the university. Can I change that to SCADA equipment? No, you can't. Unfortunately, you can't, because a manual unit has another concept. This is the reason why we encourage you, and in our offers or quotations, we send you two alternatives when we have that available. The first one is always a SCADA computer controlled version, and the second one, the manual version available. Okay, so just because we know, and you cannot change, you cannot modify the manual equipment you are acquiring later. So we are afraid you regret your acquisition by not having purchased it since from the beginning and SCADA computer controlled the unit. All right. Okay, that's it. There, I have 3, 4, 5 more questions available, but they are specific to SCADA. Some more, which I'd like to answer that a little more in details of each one. Okay, so as I said before, I'm going to send you, or anyone from EDIBON is going to send you this detailed presentation along with this video recorded. So I hope to get from you any feedback from this, positive, negative, doesn't matter. The idea here is improve every time we can and change this in order to fit your demands, not ours. Okay, please, we miss many there is a lack of questions we'd like to answer to you. Just send any inquiry or specific questions you have to edibon@edibon.com. I will be more than happy to answer that to you. If I can't do that myself, EDIBON has a quite extensive technical staff for helping us by responding any inquiry you may have. And at our commercial department, there are also many experts that can help you at any time you need by providing or responding any question you may have. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining this webinar. I really appreciate your availability in this kind of event. We are going to perform it, the 31, in a couple of weeks, within maybe in 3 weeks, if I'm not wrong. And I hope to see you all again. And please extend the invitation to some more people you know that are interested in having this kind of information by general understanding or specific ones. Okay, from my side, that's all. I really appreciate your joining again, and have a very good day wherever you are. See you next time. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.